Hey Leo, this is Perrymore Tarot's weekend reading for October 10th through the 12th, 2025. This is for Leo. Last shuffle coming out here for Leo. Leo, we have family, friends, and guides, and we have new beginnings. So many of you this weekend are going to start to feel an overflow of emotion, okay? Overflow of emotion. Things that you need to forgive yourself for, things you need to forgive people for. Man, it's going to be wild if you are in the presence of people over the weekend. You may start to see the situation from a place that you would have seen it when you were younger. I'm seeing family, friends, and guides, right? That usually represents, I kid you not, represents your past and loved ones. It represents their place in your life, that maybe the aspects of them that you have retained, the characteristics of them that you have retained and made your own. Maybe you're a lot like a person, or that this could be a spirit guide, or this also could be passed on, like I said, loved ones. It could be ancestors or friends or teachers or any of that jazz, right? So I'm Four of Pentacles, Hanged Man here twice, and Two of Pentacles tells me about exchanges, about how you have been changed by them. How your perspective has changed, how they cause you or have caused you to reconsider some things, how this may have been unexpected, that I would say the unexpected could be you're young, you don't expect to learn anything from the elderly, or you're elderly and you don't expect to learn anything from a 5-year-old. That kind of unexpected. Whoa. They're saying keep an open mind about someone. That's their advice to you. Keep an open mind, because this, what you're looking for is not going to be in the most likely place. The information you're looking for is not going to come from a place you would expect it to come from. Your resources will not come from a place you think it will come from. Money, even. Uh, Keep an open mind. Don't discount anything. Don't be stubborn, stingy with your energy. Be open to infinite possibilities. You can trust your intuition. You can trust your sorry, I thought I saw a spider on me. Okay. Don't know what to tell you. Okay, sorry about that. Leo, I just turned around and I just saw a spider on me. It's like lately they have been like landing on me in places. I kid you not. Like I'll just be sitting here, all of a sudden a spider's just on my arm. And I'm like, what in the heck is going on? Either way, um, they're showing that your intuitive your antenna is going to be tuned in, and you'll be able to feel what everyone else is feeling around you. You may be in a place where you just know. You'll just know. You don't know how you know, but you do. You'll be validated for with what you get. You'll be validated over the weekend. That's another thing too. Be open though. You have no idea um, how powerful your gift is. Some of you are psychic here, or I'm seeing an oracle energy around you. If and I see it like you may have come from a long line of oracles, and you may not even know it, because the Hanged Man says they just change your perspective on things, which means they may have imparted some wisdom upon you. Then later on, now you look back and go, "Oh my gosh, they knew. I should have asked more questions." But yeah, true story for me, actually. I should have asked more questions. I don't know why I didn't ask. I should have done it before. Don't give up. You know, don't miss an opportunity there also. But they're showing you being highly psychic, highly in tune with other people's feelings. If you're in a room with people, you are going to feel things that you didn't. Whoa! If it, you know, this area feels really dark, and you won't understand why. But this also says you do. You may know things, you just don't know how you know. And I see you communicating it a little bit more. Okay, communicating a little bit more, being open, but you're going to be validated, and your confidence will build in this ability. You want to look into your Mars placements in your seventh house, because this tells me how you may need to direct your gift when it comes to in relation to others. You know, like what is your superpower kind of thing, and how can I use this in relation to other people. I feel like you need to rejuvenate, be rejuvenated in some way, right? Some of you, your root chakra, also that is a sign of like maybe a needing to strengthen that space. Maybe it's not blocked, or maybe there, you know what I mean, but there's something about bolstering the root chakra, right? uh, and usually it's around the base of the spine, you know, and it affects your legs, your feet, your bones. You may say, you know what, I'm a pretty strong person, but I want to uh, strengthen this space in my body. I also want to strengthen my survival skills. I'm seeing that too. That my endurance. I want to increase my energy. I want to feel better. I want to wake up feeling rested. I want to have more, you know, more energy in general. Um, if maybe a little sharper, you know, then you would want to do something that could strengthen it. And I see like there's a frequency 256 hertz. You look that up on YouTube. I found a lot of frequencies there. I don't have a specific channel that I watch or check on. I just put it in and listen to different ones. And if the first one is hitting it, I'll take the first one. But however it goes, you could play it loud or you could play it low, very low, like in the background, like background noise, like, you know, an elegant elevator, you know, level volume. But you may start to feel fear or feel maybe like a powerlessness that may wash over you at some points if it's not balanced. You might not trust anyone. You might be plagued with a lot of anxiety, maybe depression, and maybe attached to certain things. Like certain things give you a lot of make you feel very secure, but they're not. Without them, you can't, like an attachment to something that it's like, without this, I won't be able to, you know, or without this person. So that may be unbalanced there. And you want to use like or wear these stones. You want to wear or use or have them around or in your pocket or on your person somewhere, you know, on your desk. Red jasper, bloodstone, garnet, smoky quartz, ruby, and hematite. Okay, and the oils that you want to use or diffuse or wear, you check your skin, of course, make sure that you're not allergic. But you would want to do like sandalwood, cedarwood, frankincense, patchouli, and there's another one that I can never pronounce because I've never heard the word out loud. I've only read it, and I think it's vetiver. I'm probably mispronouncing it. I mean, no, not VIT. Is it VETIVER? Right. Um, and you want to eat that oil also, but you want to try like to eat like rooted rooted foods like you know, incorporate ginger because that's a root. Um, you want to do potatoes and beets, carrots, things that are roots, right? Dandelion root, all those, you know. proteins, you want to do red fruits and vegetables. So that could be like a red pepper and, apples, strawberries. You get the picture. Cherries. So either way, Leo. So Leo, we have friends and colleagues here with the lovers and three of cups. Leo, these are people that look like they want to reconcile something, or they want to mingle. Mm, these are people that you may not take seriously, or you may feel like this is just like a social thing, or this is just like a work thing, or basically social business. And they may want to be more than that. Like, if they're friends, just like, how we call someone, oh, that's just my friend. They really want to be friends. Like, they want to be more intermingled. If this is colleagues at all, like we just do business together, we're in the same field, they want to actually collaborate here. They may feel like you and them, like you're a force to be reckoned with, and they want to partner up with and change and learn something new, or be, what I mean, try something different. I feel that that energy is being extended to you also. A lot of people may be approaching you because you're just very different from what they're used to, or what they usually, the usual type, the usual thing. And I see this now, people gravitating towards you because you are just different from what they would usually, who they would usually speak to, or who they would usually date, or whatever the case is, right? Which I don't see, dating could be the three of cups, but friends and colleagues, I just see a relationship, mm, progressing in any form or fashion. Doesn't progress necessarily into romance, but the relationship progresses in some form or fashion, and it's because of how different you are. So fragmented energy is the Eight of Wands and Hierophant, and this would tell me that you may be kind of torn over the weekend. Some of you may still be very closed off, not necessarily trusting that you could go with the flow. You want to say, I release all fear, guilt, and anger. I'm safe and I am at peace with the process of life. It's important to say, because it opens you up to the infinite possibilities before you, first of all. You'll find, and you'll feel more confident, especially when you get validation that you're right about your, some, I won't say even assumptions. You're right about what you feel about things. They want you to forgive the past fully. Stop focusing your energy on past events, because your time is way too precious to waste. Whatever is coming towards you, you don't want to waste your energy, um, because you're needing to start now to create the reality that you dream and imagine, that you think of and you dream of and you imagine that you could have. You don't want to waste your energy. You really don't. And I think that you are being imbued with some oracle energy too, so that you can feel things out, and really start to develop that, like start working on the future, or the life that you want to live. Start working on the reality that you want for yourself. Angel number 5555 is here, and it says that you're not a victim of things. You're not a victim. You are a beneficiary of something. Either you benefited in some ways where you learned a valuable lesson, or you benefited in some way where it pushed you to develop your sixth sense. You may, if you look back, you may realize, I didn't even develop my intuition, or develop this skill, or even realize I had it until they broke, till this happened or that happened, until I was hurt, until I was victimized. Then you're like, whoa, I wouldn't even know, understood anything about it. I'd still be milling around going to work and just, living the same old, sleeping life. I see someone who's awake. You will set yourself up for success if you just adapt to that. Realize that you benefited from something. You're benefiting. You didn't fail, you didn't lose, you didn't get hurt, nothing, right? You have to say that. Yeah, I release all fear, guilt, and anger. I'm safe and I'm at peace with the process of life. Everything's working out for the best for you. Seriously, whatever occurred or has occurred where you have felt like you were on the defense and you had to close off, or you had to cut things off, or you had to be different, you had to be, smaller in some way, whatever it was, it had to happen so that you knew you had to stretch. Like, no, I have to use, no. So you realize if you look back too, if you were still there, what your life would be like. If so and so didn't do this or that, what would it actually be like? Would it actually be good? Or all these qualities that are brought out in people during difficult times, during trials, are their qualities? They would have eventually come out anyway. And now they're being this way, and now they're acting this. That would have happened. That was there all along. You know what I mean? So it's not meant for you. Something wasn't meant for you, but something else is. And I think everything works out perfectly in the end. But over the weekend, it's like you get clarity. You're going to get so much clarity. It's not even funny. I see being validated, like whatever you're thinking or you feel or you could see in your mind's eye about a person, out of nowhere they'll tell you that was their story. You're going to be validated inside, like, oh my gosh. And it will come from someone you would usually never deal with or talk to, and not in a bad way. This could be, it's just someone like it would be like this, right? This person goes to church every Sunday. They go to Bible, study Bible study every day. They're highlighting it all the time. They're quoting scripture all the time, and then out of nowhere, you're talking to them about, or maybe not even talking to them about whatever, but you find that they are also very much so spiritual, and they light candles and they do other things. You'd be like, whoa. Or they know more about spirituality than you do. They're like, I understand all things. I'm just learning. I'm just here as a student, right? Who best to learn from but this energy here? You just never know. I'm just throwing that out here, right? Um, you'd be surprised who would do, or who is, or who knows, and all that stuff. What? Yeah. But they want you to, yeah, rebuild your confidence. Year of the rat may be significant. That speaks of a cautiousness, but they're saying that to combat the fears, the nerves, maybe even the feeling of recklessness, especially if you dealt with something strange, something weird and unusual with the person, you would feel reckless a little bit. Like, how did I get myself into that? I must be reckless, because how did my intuition not pick up this or that, whatever. But we're replacing all that with creativity, intelligence, a sense of justice, right? That automatically dispels fears, automatically, because if you're creative, you can get out of anything. If you're intelligent, what can't you do? And if you're always doing right, you have a sense of justice, you're always doing right, what comes back to you? Nothing but dharma, good karma, right? So that's what they've got there. Year of the rat could speak of the energy that you're in. It could speak of the year that something significant happened to kick this all off for you, or it could be the year you were born, or someone significant to the situation was born. So it's 2020, 2008, 1996, 84, 72, 60, 48, 36, and 24. Mars signs. So you could be dealing with a Pisces, a Virgo, a Gemini, or a Taurus. You could be dealing with a Taurus, Gemini cusp, though. So if you're not dealing with those signs, or you could be a Leo, Virgo cusp. Those signs could also be in your chart. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my links are on my page. Peace, love, and light. Take care.